Police Department?
My name is Jonathan Cutler. That's Jonathan. Cutler is Cutler. I'm a sergeant with the Fort Wayne Police Department, and I am the Public Information Officer.
Okay, today we're talking about that Food Not Bombs post. You said that you even saw it before. I sent it to you. So
Correct.
Right off the bat, what are your first impressions?
Well, as a rule, if a warrant exists, that means a judge has signed an order for this person's arrest. That's not something we have discretion over. I can tell you specifics about this incident. It was on November 2nd, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we received an anonymous call that this individual was in the park. This individual had an arrest warrant for violation of probation for 4 counts of battery to a public safety official, which is a level 5 felony. In addition, he had a criminal mischief warrant for failure to appear.
So it seems like from the Food Not Bombs perspective that the officers were waiting for people with warrants to come and receive food, but you told me that's not what happened at all.
No, not at all. We received a call specifically that this individual and another individual were in the park, that they were known to have warrants. The warrant information is available online through indianasmostwanted.com. Anybody can go on there and see who has warrants. Somebody obviously understood that these folks had warrants and called us because they did the right thing. They wanted to get these people to get their warrants taken care of, because in this case, this isn't even somebody that was suspected of a crime. This was somebody that was convicted of a crime, did some time, was released on parole, violated that parole, and is now being taken back on it.
And a lot of people I'm seeing online are, some side with the police department that people with warrants need to get off the street, but some are saying that while it may be legal, it's not immoral to arrest someone when they're trying to get food. Do you have any response to that?
Well, again, this isn't something we have discretion over. A judge has signed an order for these people to be arrested. Regardless of where they are, we have to go make the arrest. We can't say, oh, they're in a situation that's not good for us to make that arrest. And I would also, like on a very serious note, remind people that in Indiana there is a statute called assisting a criminal. And that's where if you assist somebody who is either a fugitive, as in they have a warrant, or they have committed a crime and you're aware of it, and they are not your child, your spouse, or your parent, you cannot assist them. If you assist them, in this case, with this being a level 5 felony, you would be guilty of a level 6 felony.
And what does assisting mean? So that includes obviously giving food. What else does that mean?
That means doing anything to help them avoid being caught. Whether that would be making arrangements to do things on the side so that they're not coming to the location where you know they might be caught. If you specifically know they have a warrant, if you have knowledge of that and you're taking that action to help them avoid being arrested, then you are assisting a criminal.
And something that I also noticed is that Food Not Bombs also posted pictures with police officers' names and faces. Do you think that was uncalled for? Do you not care that that happened?
Honestly, we know we're in a public space. We have no expectation of privacy, no different than anybody else out on the street. So if you take pictures of us and you post our faces, it is what it is. We're in public.
Okay. Let me just double check to make sure I got all the questions that I got. Honestly, that's all I got for you. Is there anything else that you want the public to know, that you want me to know about the Food Not Bombs post about this incident?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. You know, we didn't target Food Not Bombs. We responded to a call from a citizen to do our job, make an arrest based on somebody having a warrant, and transport them to the Allen County lockup so that they can get their due process.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I have for you.